Devlin. Burke Devlin. Burke Devlin!
Robert Goulet and Sally Ann Howe star in Brigadoon, a color special, Saturday night here on ABC. Dark Shadows is a Dan Curtis production. Dark Shadows, number 78, BDR 10566. Dark Shadows, number 78, BDR 10566, air 10-12-66, take one.
My name is Victoria Winters. In Collinwood, this great and gloomy house perched on Widow's Hill, life goes on as usual, and so does death, with the doubts and fears that accompany it, especially when it is a death that has not been fully explained.
Yes, Evans. The report is official as far as I'm concerned. It's final. I don't care what Burke Devlin might think. There's nothing he can do about it now. Well, what do we have to talk about? Well, I see. All right. But I certainly don't want it to look as though... No, I don't want to come there. And I don't want to risk being seen going to your house. The Blue Whale? Well, that might be possible. And what time will you be there? Well, for heaven's sake, don't make it look like a planned meeting. No, I don't want to discuss it over the telephone. I'll see you at the Blue Whale. Oh, hello, Vicky. Where are you going?
Oh, I was just on my way to the library to get a book.
You do read a lot, don't you?
I suppose I do. There isn't much else to do here at Collinwood.
And you get bored. I keep forgetting that. It's all my fault. I keep making these elaborate plans to take you out, and then it just ends up being talk.
Well, I wasn't hinting.
Well, I don't mean that. What about now? I say there's no time like the present. How long would it take you to get ready?
Ready for what?
Well, it's nothing fancy, but we have an establishment called the Blue Whale.
Oh, I know. I've been to it.
Oh? With who?
With someone I know.
Oh, someone you just as soon I didn't know anything about. Vicky Winters, you are becoming a woman of mystery.
That was very silly of me. I went there with Burke Devlin.
Burke? What for?
He had a report on me, so I was very anxious to read it.
He had a report on you? Whatever for?
Well, I suppose he wanted to know my connection with Collinwood.
Well, he's thorough at any rate.
It didn't do him much good. Much to my sorrow, there wasn't anything in it. I'd hoped to learn something about myself.
What? Well, you go up and get ready and come down, and I will tell you all about yourself.
Really?
Yes, that you have one of the most beguiling smiles on the prettiest young face I ever did see.
Well, that sounds very nice. I'll be down in a moment.
Right.
You know, Pa, this is the first time in a long time I've seen you take a drink and look as if you really enjoy it.
Yeah, I'll tell you something. It is the first time. The first time since,
since Burke Devlin came back to Collinsport.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Well, he's still here.
I know, but, well, since the coroner decided poor Bill Malloy died accidentally, at least people aren't going around suspecting other people of having a hand in his death.
Bob, nobody in his right mind could possibly think you had anything to do with it.
You know that, Maggie, and I know it. But who can tell what other people are thinking?
Pop, you just tell me who, and I'll put a hex on him.
When you have that look in your eyes, I believe you could do just that.
There's a sad sack if I ever saw one.
Who? Oh. Joe Haskell.
The most alone man I've ever seen. Hey, Pop, go over and ask him to join us.
Why not?
Hi, Maggie.
Hi, Joe.
Thanks for saving my life.
Hey, what happened? Did you get stood up?
Yeah, I thought I had a dinner date. The lady thought otherwise.
It happens in the best of families.
Oh, believe me, this is the best family in Collinsport, anyway.
Well, it is faintly possible that you're referring to the Collins family of Collinsport.
It's possible.
Fine. Then let's drink to the Collins family of Collinsport.
Oh. You know, in a way, it's my fault. Carolyn got this brainstorm earlier today. She wanted me to take the afternoon off and drive with her out to the beach.
Oh, I wish somebody had asked me. I'd have gone like a shot.
You mean you didn't jump when you were commanded by a member of the Collins family of Collinsport?
Hey!
There it goes again. No, you see, I got this silly notion that I have a job I'm supposed to be working at.
That's integrity, man.
Hey, speaking of jobs, who's going to get Bill Malloy's job? You?
I'm about 86th in line for Mr. Malloy's job.
Yeah, but you've got one thing in your favor that they haven't. Carolyn. And, she is a member of the Collins family of Collinsport.
There it is again.
Let's go.
Oh, that reminds me. I should call up there again. Excuse me?
He's a nice lad.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, now, you're not thinking of,
There's no harm in thinking, is there?
well, I wouldn't want to see you get hurt, Maggie.
Hello?
Oh, hello, this is Joe Haskell.
Oh, hi, Joe.
Oh, hi, Vicky. Listen, is Carolyn there?
No, she went out for a drive.
Oh, did she say where she was going?
No, she didn't.
Well, did she say anything about... I mean, do you think she was still sore at me about this afternoon?
She never said anything about that.
You know what?
Joe, I'm afraid I'm not being any help to you at all.
Well, it's not your fault, Vicky. Listen, if you see her, tell her I called, will you?
I will. Bye-bye.
Bye. Ah, well.
Hey, no luck?
Nope, she wasn't there.
You know, Joe, if all you think about is Caroline, if you think very much about her, you'll get her out of Collinwood.
But how? It's easier said than done.
Well, do you want to sit back and watch her grow old gracefully up in that mausoleum the way her mother has?
No, certainly not.
Well, then you better do something about it. Otherwise, that's exactly what's going to happen.
You know, I think you ought to change your tactics, Joe. Try something new.
Maybe what I should really try is a new girl. You want to dance?
Me?
Well, not your father.
I'd love to.
Tonight we'll forget all about the Collins family of Collinsport.
Well, I'll drink to that.
Come, come. I call that gilding the lily.
I guess I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
Did I hear the phone a moment ago?
Yes, it was Joe Haskell for Carolyn.
Ah, good old Joe Haskell. Ever faithful.
He's awfully nice. And he certainly is attentive to her.
Oh, why shouldn't he be? How else could he become more than just a fisherman?
And what's wrong with being a fisherman?
Oh, nothing. Oh, I didn't mean to sound like a snob.
Is it any worse than being just a governess?
Oh, I see I've touched a sore spot. My sincere apologies. You should get a gold medal for the progress you've made with David. But in lieu of a medal, we will have something to eat, something to drink, a little music, a little dancing. But above all, we must forget all of the worries for one evening. Agreed?
Agreed.
How does that sound?
Sounds marvelous.
My arm, madam.
You don't remember that?
No, but I'll never forget the day that you intercepted that pass in the last minute of the game.
Football game.
You ran 65 yards for a touchdown.
Were you there?
Was I there? Who do you think was leading all the cheers? Of course I was there.
And you know the final score.
Okay, so we lost 35-6. You still scored the 6 points, didn't you?
Oh, I certainly did. I think it's probably the last time I ever scored in my life.
Hey, Pop, did you ever play football?
Well, in my time, my day, it was a game, not a profession. I never had time for games.
You know, sometimes I think your whole life has been a big game.
Until recently.
Oh, come on now. In a minute, you're going to start thinking about the Collins of Collinsport.
Oh, there you go.
And speaking of that,
Here we are, my dear. Absolutely the best seat in the house.
thank you.
That's something new, isn't it?
Yes, I didn't know they were that close.
Yeah, well, maybe we should ask them to join us.
Oh, no. Oh, well, never mind what I thought.
To tell you the truth, there's something I would like to ask Collins, and this seems like as good a time as any.
Hey, Pop, tonight we weren't going to have any worry.
It won't take a minute.
Wait till you try the steamer theater, the best in this
Hello,
country.
Mr. Evans.
Good evening.
Hello, Evans.
I thought maybe you might like to join us.
Oh, really, Evans? It's taken me all this time to get Vicky out on the town, and now you want to break up our tete-a-tete.
There's something I have to say to you, privately.
I don't mind, Roger. I'll join Maggie and Joe.
Well, if it would please you, I'll join you in a minute.
Good.
Oh, hi. Come on, sit down.
Have you heard anything from Burke since the coroner's report?
Plenty. But why should it concern you?
Well, I think it was you who pointed out to me that anything that concerned you concerned me. Your expression, to be exact, was that I was up to it, up to my neck.
That is true, of course.
Yeah. I have a very high regard for my neck.
You remember that Burke said there were only 2 people who could profit from Malloy's death, you and me.
Yes. And since I knew I hadn't been involved, naturally I thought you had. I suppose that makes you angry?
No, because I thought exactly the same of you.
Ah, well, then the coroner's finding should have relieved your mind. Huh?
Well, it should have relieved Burke's, too, but it didn't.
You don't still think I had anything to do with it, do you? Even Burke is satisfied I didn't.
Well, I imagine if he's satisfied, then I should be, but somehow I'm not. The thing that worries me is that if Bill Malloy was able to get information out of you, it should be the easiest thing in the world for a man like Burke.
Well, I've learned to keep my mouth shut.
You have to learn to keep it shut when someone offers you a drink.
All right. Not necessarily now. I could use one.
Just a moment. There's something else I want to ask you. Some time ago, you made sure that I knew of an existence of a letter that you wrote.
Yes.
Do you realize what a dangerous thing a letter is?
Dangerous. For whom?
Gee, didn't Carolyn say anything about our dinner date tonight?
No, she just said she was going for a drive. She had something on her mind, though, I know that.
What's this I hear about Mrs. Stoddard hiring a housekeeper?
Yeah, they haven't had any help up there since, ever since I can remember.
Well, it's true. She's going to hire Mrs. Johnson, who was Bill Malloy's housekeeper. I don't know why, but that woman gives me the creeps.
Well, I think it's a very nice gesture on Mrs. Stoddard's part.
And she's not going to take your job, is she?
No. Well, at least I think not. Mrs. Stoddard's been awfully nice to me. She really has. Although she and Carolyn are a bit alike in some ways, so you never know from one minute to the next what kind of a mood they're going to be
Oh,
in.
yeah, don't I know that?
Hey, is Carolyn changeable to you, too?
Well, we've had our fights.
About what?
Nothing important.
Oh. You know, I'll bet she's jealous of you.
She has no right to be.
No, I'll bet she's jealous of you because Burke seems to like you.
Oh, you're on old ground, Maggie. Carolyn's not fascinated by Burke Devlin anymore.
He's right.
Joe Haskell, you're sweet, but you're a dope.
Maybe I'm not wanted here anymore.
Of course you are.
Oh, sit down and behave yourself. Hey, you forgot. The Collins family of Collins Fort.
You said you wrote everything down in this letter. Everything about the accident that sent Burke to prison.
I did.
Well, what if it should fall into the wrong hands?
It can't, unless something happens to me.
But nothing is going to happen to you.
I know. Not as long as the letter exists.
Are you using this as protection against me?
Well, I won't say against whom. It's just protection. Maybe if Malloy had written everything down, he wouldn't be dead now.
Well, you can answer that better than I can.
I swear to you I had nothing to do with Malloy's death.
And I swear to you that I had nothing to do with it.
Just the same, my insurance is going to be kept in a safe place.
I've had quite enough of this stupid conversation. Oh, don't get up, Haskell. Miss Winters and I were just leaving. I'm sorry, Vicky. I've developed a splitting headache.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I hate to tear you away from such fascinating company.
Oh, that's all right.
Oh, no doubt. You were discussing the price of fish or the price of hash?
Roger.
I'm sorry. As I said, I have a headache.
A headache doesn't give you the right to insult Maggie.
Aren't you forgetting yourself, Haskell?
Oh, maybe I'm just remembering.
Just forget it, Joe. It doesn't matter.
I think it does matter.
I have already apologized.
Well, your apology was worse than the statement you made.
Don't presume to teach me manners, young man.
Well, somebody should.
Roger, please, let's go.
Yes, I think we'd better go. I never did enjoy gutter brawling.
Well, then why don't you get up out of the gutter then?
Now, listen.
What's this all about?
It's nothing, Pop. It doesn't concern you.
I think it concerns all of us.
Joe, I said forget it.
Roger, please, let's go. Good night.
Was, Roger being his usual charming self?
Oh, he was shooting his mouth.
Yeah. He has a habit of doing that.
Yeah, somebody's going to break his jaw one of these days.
Hey, wait a minute. You're talking about your girlfriend's uncle. And don't forget, the Collins of Collinsport. Come on.
Thank you very much, Roger. It was nice to get out of the house at any rate,
In spite of the unpleasantness we ran into.
in spite of everything. How's your headache?
Oh, it has miraculously disappeared. But, you know, to ensure that it doesn't come back, I think I'm going into the drawing room and have a nightcap. Will you join me?
Thanks for the offer, but I'm a little tired.
You know, Vicky, we must try this again. Maybe we'll have better luck next time.
Oh, that sounds lovely. Mrs. Stoddard does hire a housekeeper, and I'll have a lot more free time.
What? My sister hire a housekeeper? Where did you get that idea?
From her. She's seriously thinking about it.
That's strange.
And I have a hunch Mrs. Johnson's going to jump at the chance.
Who?
Mrs. Johnson, Bill Malloy's housekeeper. Well, good night, and thank you very much.
Clay Monroe is sentenced to be hanged. It's a frame-up on the Monroes tonight here on ABC. Dark Shadows is a Dan Curtis production. Number 79, VTR 10666, air 101366, take one.
My name is Victoria.